Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
It is so good to see you all today, and it's great to begin our practice with this beautiful weather. And it's so good to practice meditation from the beginning when we get up in the morning. So beginning with the silent meditation and end with the silent meditation. So some of us during this retreat we are doing that, and we hopefully continue it at home as our habit. We are very happy to see this spring energy coming from earth, coming from universe, with our resilience of a Dharma practice so that we can have a new, vibrant beginning in our lives. Spring is the time all new life begins on earth. It is so nice to hear birds singing outside. Our local volunteers really built a beautiful birdhouse. So along the nature trail, you may see some area like a bird sanctuary. We begin this new life when we have this universal renewal energy in the universe. It may not seem evident yet here, but soon you will see a lot of beautiful cherry blossom in this Dharma center. We embrace this new spring energy and focus on awakening to each moment through practice of a meaningful meditation in action and in silence. Despite of many difficulties and hardships we encounter through our life, it is possible also to focus on our practice with optimism. In order to have a renewal of this vibrant beginning with this nature of spring energy, this morning I will talk about the practice of mindfulness in Won Buddhism. Sotaesan's teaching is pointing to this awakening to each moment and mindful practice and renewal if we get the message properly. The founding master Sotaesan said, "Who among you have discovered a living scripture?" If people look at this world in the right spirit, you will be nothing in it that is not scripture. When you open your eyes, you will see scripture. When you listen, you will be hearing scripture. When you speak, you will be reciting scripture. When you act, you will be applying scripture. Anytime, anywhere, this scripture is unfolding. End quote. So scripture is a sacred written books, or we call it sutras, of sages and saints. Its purpose of scripture is to help us to understand life, why, the way it is happening to me in this way, or life in general, or universal principles. It helps us realize the nature of reality. Coming to center, coming to retreat, we are understanding and learning the reality, true reality. Sotaesan is saying that as a practitioner, as a meditator or Dharma practitioner, we should be able to see and read teachings from the nature and life around us. We can read a living scripture anytime, anywhere, if our mind and heart is awakened and open to its teaching. If you pay attention to reading a living scripture now on earth is very vivid. We will have a positive mindset to see what this spring energy can do for us. What we see, feel, through this renewal, new life energy on earth, it can strengthen our practice of meditation and spiritual cultivation. We can begin a new life here and now. We can learn nature's renewal and its resilience. We can read this living scripture when we look at trees, flowers, skies, sun and moon, even mountain trails and stars, even weather. Yesterday it was rainy, it's Dharma shower we said, but now it's sunny, beautiful sunny day. So nothing is permanent. Everything is changing. Everything is impermanent. So whatever happening, especially difficult things happening in your life, see, remember this living sutra. It's going to change. The day before yesterday afternoon, I visited Central Park with Anju, and I saw beautiful, colorful daffodils, yellow, white, all over in Central Park, and blooming magnolia, and all those little colorful flowers blossoming, yellow, purple, pink, white. So all of this energy blooming and blossoming on our earth, it gives us the what a magnificent power of a renewal on earth happening now. How about your life? How about us? Do we have that kind of a renewal, magnificent, powerful, colorful renewal energy can happen in our heart, in our lives, in this renewal spring season? We don't see it yet clearly, but in town city, in New York City, in the park, it was very, very evident that this renewal energy is happening. So even old trees, it's a new little sprout coming out. And this is similar with our human life. In our life, we may have difficulties, challenges, hardships, like winter season. But we always have to remember that we have this inner power of Buddha nature to begin again, to start it over. If we decide to begin a new life today, through this service, through this retreat, we can change the course of our life, like the nature's renewal. Spring reminds us to renew and to grow spiritually, not physically, materially, what is happening on earth, but to remind the message of a living sutra, reading from it, is that it is possible to renew our commitment to grow and to renew. We have to take this opportunity to restore ourselves with the spring energy and nature's renewal vitality. If you read the Living Sutra, it is possible to begin a new life every day. Make it a new beginning. So let's make it new beginning of our life today here together. When we read living scripture, we turn like a spiritual switch on. In dark night, when you turn on the switch, you can see things brightly. You begin to see things differently. It is like finding radio station, your favorite radio station. And I'm sure many of you, when you drive, you want to listen to that favorite radio. In order to find your favorite radio station, you have to tune in, you have to turn on that channel to listen. So Living Sutra is that we are tuning in into this Dharma channel, Dharma radio. So whatever we hear Dharma, living Dharma. Even though you have this radio, if you don't know how to tune in, you may not be able to find your radio, Dharma radio, and listen to it. So meditation, mindfulness, all our practice is tuning in to find the best radio in the world, called the Dharma radio or Living Sutra, Living Scripture. If you want to watch your favorite TV, you switch, you find your favorite channel. It's similarly, we want to find Dharma channel in the nature, Dharma channel in our conversation, Dharma channel in our living, Dharma channel in our world, the Living Sutra. We have to tuning in. Nothing comes free. Everything is coming through consistent practice, persistent practice. So one day, if you continuously practice meditation, maybe in the beginning it is so hard, it's struggling. So coming in, stay over, chasing. But if you continue it, constantly practice it and letting go all those distractions, one day you will say, aha, this is the Dharma radio. This is the Dharma TV. I begin to see and read living scripture. So spring is a wonderful season to tune in, to begin new life, and to listen this living Dharma radio, watch Dharma TV, and see the truth, see the universal energy, see universal principle, and all those spiritual renewable message to you. So we can strengthen our practice. With a deeper and stronger practice, it is possible to renew our life and begin new life. So in Won Buddhist tradition, there are a few specific ways to practice mindfulness. First step of mindfulness in Won Buddhism is a present moment awareness. At this moment, present moment awareness in your body, in your mind, in your emotion. It is watching what is happening right now in the moment. Mindfulness helps us to stay in the present. Don't think about anything. Don't allow you, but bring all attention here and now within yourself. It is easy to live in the past, in the future, worry about something, regret about something. But Buddha said, do not dwell in the past. Do not dream in the future. Concentrate on the present moment. So this is our practice, especially during the retreat. Present moment awareness. This mindfulness of present moment awareness is a non-judgmental observation. Some of you want to focus on non-judgmental awareness during this retreat. In our daily life, it is easy to judge, to compare with our friends, our neighbors, our friends' kids, and so forth. In practice of mindfulness, it's non-judgmental. Don't compare anything. Even don't compare with yourself of yesterday and today. Just open-minded, just the present moment, here and now. Cultivate this ability of our mind to observe without criticism, without judgment, without good or bad, likes or dislikes. So therefore, mindfulness means that impartial attention. So in this moment, have that impartial attention, that non-judgmental observation. Mindfulness of the present moment awareness is like a mirror mind, a mirror thought. It reflects what is presently happening in our mind and bodies in the way it is happening. If clouds appear in front of a mirror, clouds reflect. But if clouds passed away, no more clouds in the mirror. If birds appears in front of a mirror, bird is reflected. If flower appears in front of a mirror, it reflects the flowers. But mindfulness is being aware of this kind of whatever happening in our mind, reflecting it. So be aware of your feelings, your mind, your thought, your emotions. What is happening in your body and in your mind in the present moment? So if you keep watching it, you will see all your feelings, all your thoughts, all your emotions, all your images, all your sensations in your mind, in your body are constantly changing. Nothing to attach. So whatever is happening, just to see this nature, true nature of beings, of this impermanence. So this mirror mind is a great image to be present here to practice mindfulness. There is a story of two monks traveling to a temple, and because of a heavy rain, they reached the very steep stream. It was a lot of water, it's too much water to cross. And in this stream, a woman was standing and needed to cross, but she couldn't do it. So she was struggling, it was apparent. And senior monk picked her up and helped her to cross the stream and left her his way and her way. And watching this scene, and young monk couldn't understand this against the precepts. He was kept saying, how come this senior monk, in practicing long, he must be keeping precept, and he picked up and carried her. So he was keep thinking about how come he can do that, and he couldn't. A few hours later, he couldn't hold it anymore. So he asked monks, How can you carry her? It's against the precept. And senior monk said, are you still carry her? I left her in the stream, but are you still carry her? So if you carry things like that, if anything's happened, if you carry things like that from your past, this is not mirror mind. If you do whatever you need to do at the moment and leave it there, let it go. That is practice of a mirror mind. Just being in present, not carrying unnecessary memories or worries. So whatever happens at the moment, do it and let it go. That is very important. We have to do many things to live our life, to fulfill our job, but letting go right at it is very important. If you think about something happened in the past, it is not mirror mind. So remember mirror mind. Second stage of mindfulness in Won Buddhism is that to pay attention to what to do and what not to do in the moment. When you begin any project, anything, when you even begin meditation practice, you resolve what to do and what not to do. When you sit in the morning, when you sit together here, what to do, you know clearly, I want to pay attention to posture, sitting straight, and breathe consciously, and relax and let go and be, hopefully, enter nirvana or experience of the samadhi. So you resolve not daydreaming it, not think about something else, but be here and present. So that is your resolve, what to do. So each one of us has this kind of wish list. Many of you may have things that you like to do and things that you don't like to do. So if you are aware of what is happening with the mindfulness practice at that moment, it gives you wisdom and awareness what to do and what not to do. So we can make a mindful choice in action by knowing what is happening in my mind, in my body. So if you have an inner chatter, even at this moment, if you have an inner chatter or wandering thought, you know what to do. Your mindfulness would know it, what to do. You will let it go gently. First aware of it, and gently letting go and coming back to your breath. Third stage or the process is that mindfulness is that to cultivate capacity to overcome habitual patterns that are not good for you and others. Dealing with habit is difficult. Changing habit is difficult because habit is repeatedly doing it. So through this mindfulness awareness, through practice of mindfulness, we can change this habit. But it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy to change your habit. But through persistent, consistent practice of mindfulness, it is possible to change our habitual pattern and recognize habitual pattern. So be mindful. And when we practice mindfulness, can help us to reduce unhelpful habitual response pattern. So be mindful to release this kind of habitual reaction if it's unhelpful. We bring our attention back to the present moment again and again. That's why we need to retreat like this. It is hard to bring our attention to the present moment again and again. We can respond consciously, mindfully, and constructively. It's up to you. Your mind can choose it. We can reduce the intensity of unhelpful habitual responses with the practice of mindfulness. By focusing our attention on the present moment, gently coming back to our breath, to the present moment again and again, we can expand our present awareness. Then our present moment becomes more vivid. You begin to notice your awareness become more spacious, not clogged with the unnecessary thoughts, images, and feelings. Finally, fourth, be mindful to notice positive experience and emotions. So mindfulness practice increase this positive experience. If all goes well with you, you may not need to practice meditation. So don't feel bad about it if you are struggle, if you have difficulties. That's a part of human life. If we have all things we want, if we are satisfied with the life we are living, we may not need enlightenment. So we need to practice meditation because we are not satisfied with the life at this moment, today. We need enlightenment because we are not happy with whatever it is we experience. So it is very similar learning new things. Anyone here know how to use chopstick? Very good. When I first learned how to use chopstick, it was so awkward, so difficult. I couldn't pick any food at all. It was so messy. But through practice, I can choose chopstick very well now. I can even pick the sesame seed with the chopstick. It's like that. If you practice meditation, seemingly difficult in the beginning, but if you keep practicing it, you will be able to meditate well and experience that inner peace. So how do we get there? Two people with the exact same situation may see things differently. How? Why? Exact same thing. Some people see it positively, see it as opportunity to grow, and see it to learn something new from your life or about your tendency or pattern. But some people, opposite, just complaining it, unhappy with it. So why many different ways of responding exact same situation? Because of your spiritual practice. That's why it is so important to practice meditation. That's why it's so popular at this time in human history that scientific research telling us the benefit of a meditation. If we do it well, if we practice daily, if we expand it, more and more people joining in meditation, we may have a different way of solving global problem. Lots of positive experience we can notice through practice of mindfulness. And this positive experience will help us to see the world more positive way. And nurturing place where life can be meaningful, life can be good and happy. So mindfulness can help us notice the positive experience, positive emotion arising in our mind, arising in our experience. When your mind is moving slowly through meditation, through mindfulness, through practice, and your mind creating space, like a space in the sky, we can create space in our mind, in our brain, in our thinking. Then the positive feelings growing. If you are very busy with something, hectic or unnecessary thought is clogged with inner noisy, and there is no space for your positive thought, positive experience, positive emotion can grow. So these positive emotions, feelings of appreciation or kindness or compassion or love will help us to enhance our mind's calmness. So positive experience and emotion is critical to be noticed through your mindfulness practice. So in Won Buddhism, mindfulness itself is not enough. Mindfulness, through this constant practice, is increase positive experience, increase positive emotions, and change our habit, and able to keep what to do and what not to do, able to live here and now in the present moment. It all looks nice, right, to have those qualities in our life. But it takes practice. In fact, it takes a lot of practice. It takes patience, really a lot of patience to persistently to practice it. So be patient with yourself and be gentle with yourself, especially when you are struggling, and practice with the perseverance. So we can practice positive experience 3 ways: positive thinking, positive talking, and positive action. So it is critical to know our own thought, whether we have a positive thinking or not, or constantly bugging, or constantly judging. So everything begins in your mind, begins from your mind. So positive mindset can create positive life. So be mindful of your own thought to create positive thinking, especially through this weekend of retreat period. And practice the mindfulness in your talking. In our retreat, it's in the silence, noble silence, hopefully inwardly. So whenever in our daily activity, when we finish our retreat and go out, or local people just go out after the service, we have to communicate a lot with the people around us. So be mindful, be critically mindful of your talking and of your communication skill to be positive. And bite your tongue if negative words comes out. In order to do that, you have to be aware of it, mindfulness first. And finally, practice mindfulness in your action. When you take any action, be mindful. So let us practice mindfulness in our thinking, in our talking, in our action by reading living sutra in the world, in your life, life around you, in the nature, and begin new life today, especially this spring. Let's make this spring so unique, so powerful, so important, with this renewal energy happening in your mind, in your life, as we see renewal energy in the nature with this positive mindset. Thank you.